Welcome along to the recording of the very, very first race run by West London VR on the Velo platform. We put out a very short notice on Facebook to say would anybody turn up to assess the race. 14 people turned up, fantastic, very short notice on a Monday evening, and we had a little race. It broke up into little groups as we would expect, and we encourage that sort of thing because we believe in natural selection so that we can put all categories of riders together, and as long as nobody's cheating, which is what Indy Velo is all about, then you should find yourself, one way or another, racing with roughly people the same sort of ability as you. So you get little peer groups. So you might be in the second peloton, but you're racing with the second category riders. Now, 13 riders meant this was a little bit split, but one of the great features here on Indy Velo is next to the leaderboard on your right, you've got this secondary set of data which shows you the other subgroups, which I think is fantastic and a great addition for the racing platform. So well done Indy Velo on that. It made it very clear. You can see how the pelotons have split up, and as I say, that is a bit of a hallmark for us at West London VR. We like that, and it's going to be absolutely perfect for our races when we set them up in the League Series. The League Series will follow formats we've used elsewhere. Now in this race we did get a clutch of 4 riders forming the very first peloton: Ingmar van Beurs, Pete Mills, Martin Brown and Alex Gold, and we see with about 2 kilometres to go, Alex Gold just went round that corner when everybody was braking and got it absolutely spot on, so they accelerated out quickly, got the gap, and that was that. I don't think anybody had the power to chase him. Ingmar had probably put a lot of effort into the rest of the race by now and was relying on one of the other two, but neither went. So now the big question was, who's going to get second spot, Ingmar, Pete or Martin? Ingmar put a lot of effort in now, either to chase or to try and get away from the other two, but we're taking the rider view here from Indy Velo, so we're sitting behind Ingmar, and you can see obviously the gap isn't shifting with Martin B and Pete Mills holding on there. So we get down to just over sort of like 1.5 kilometres to go. Ingmar's still not broken away from the other two, and he's making no ground on Alex, who is in fact pulling away. So what happens next? Well, here we go. We see Martin Brown just going around Pete Mills here. Pete told us afterwards he didn't quite have the legs here, so that was probably him done. So it was down to 2 now from 4. We know that Alex is going to win, but is it going to be Ingmar or Martin Brown for second place? Martin pulling along his side, Ingmar just getting in front of him a little bit there as they head towards the finishing line. 1 kilometre to go, neck and neck, cat and mouse. Ingmar still pushing hard, trying to force the issue. Martin sitting there, just sitting on his wheel, taking the draft now. We're down to less than 1 kilometre. And who's going to win this? Martin doing the sneaky little thing of sitting on his wheel, and we take it that Alex is way ahead now, so there's no chance of these two, even if they work together, catching Alex in the short amount of time that's left. So we swing around this bend, heading towards the finishing line. It's getting ever closer. Alex, of course, up ahead taking the win, but we're interested in this little tussle here. What's going to happen? Ingmar or Martin? Where's your money? Ingmar's doing a lot of work. He's done a lot of work in this race already. Keeps pushing out the front. Martin just goes round him now, and as they get into the final throes of this, Martin getting ahead of Ingmar just a little bit. The camera a little bit out of shot there, but we go up to the front to watch Alex win the race. Alex's view coming into the finishing line. So if you're ever on Indy Velo and you cross the line, this is what's going to look like. You go through this wonderful glowing finishing line flag, and that's the end of the race. And we go back to Ingmar's view now. Ingmar looking just in front here, looking like he's going to get the win, but did he? No, because Martin's already there. Martin got away, and Martin took second place. So Martin in second place, Ingmar having it settled for third. By going over to Alex, we did actually miss quite how that unfolded, but nevertheless, we did actually go back and watch all the other riders finish. Gary Regan here, you can see, in that resplendent pink kit with the finishing line socks, absolutely marvellous. Rolling up, we can see the finishing line ahead with that big barrier across it, which is of course the finishing line flag. It's a bit see-through, not quite as black and white as the socks that are about to pass it. As you can see, that's exactly what it looks like. So when you win a race, or you don't win a race, you still get the thrill of going through that finishing line and smashing that barrier. The camera going back to the next rider, and so you can see it repeats for every single rider, and that's the view you'll get. So we'll work on this and see how we cover it in future, and probably get some more camera angles and things like that. But this was just to see how it all functions and how it would look without bots, because a lot of the races hitherto on Indy Velo have been full of bots, and this is probably one of the first ones with absolutely no bots. And very grateful to the 13 riders who were big enough and bold enough to enter a race that might not look like it's the Tour de France peloton, but of course, you know, this was very, very short notice and just a test ride, nothing riding on it, no pun intended. So we were absolutely delighted with this. We think Indy Velo has got a lot going for it, and we're looking forward to setting up our races. We're going to go for Mondays at 7:30 UK time, Monday Malarkey from West London VR. Make sure you signed up, a couple more test races, and then we'll start scoring points. See you on the line.